Hi everybody, thanks for being here. This is Lacey. I know it's been a minute since I've posted, but I have been studying and studying and studying, and I finally had to take my quiz today and I aced it, so I'm giving myself a break. And I thought I would talk about Venus square Sun synastry today. So that's either you or your partner. You both have Venus square Sun in your synastry chart. I'm not talking about the composite chart. I'm not talking about a natal chart. I'm talking about the synastry chart, which is where you put two charts side by side and you find like the aspects in between them and how they interact. So Venus square Sun, this definitely applies if you have it in a tight orb, 5 degrees or below. You're going to feel this the most. And I promise you, with Venus square Sun, you two either met at a gym, you met on social media, or you met at some kind of like concert or something. This is going to be something where, and it could be either or. The Sun person could spot the Venus person first, or the Venus person could spot the Sun person first. I wrote notes down, but what I would say, this is a very sexual aspect, but it's a very egotistical aspect. Like, these people have massive egos. So, one, I'm going to go down the list and just kind of like, put emphasis on everything that I wrote here. I wrote down a lot. So, both the Venus person and the Sun person feel like they are out of each other's league in some way. The Venus person feels like the Sun person is out of their league. The Sun person feels like the Venus person is out of their league. Usually it's the Venus person who sees the Sun person is like, damn, they are so fine. Like, they look the fuck good. I can only imagine what it would be like to be with them. And they look at the Sun person, the Venus person looks at the Sun person like, oh my god, like, I can only imagine what our babies would look like. Like, they'll be so beautiful. Like, it goes to like the shallow things. Like, it goes to the looks. Oh, how we would look together. Oh, how our babies would look. They would have such awesome hair. Look at the eyes. They'd have like crystal blue eyes, or they'd have like light green eyes, or really bright brown eyes, or really dark rich brown eyes, or their skin would be like olive or caramel, or they do this is that, not to be facetious, but you know how some people were like, how they were like, damn, if we had babies together, like that mixed babies thing, how people get like all excited about that. There was like a whole app towards that. I can promise you that whoever had that app where they were trying to see what their baby would look like if with somebody, they probably had Venus square Sun synastry with somebody, because that's what this aspect will do. So the Venus person sees the Sun person as like they're like end all be all. Like, the Sun person knocks the ball out of the park as far as what the Venus person finds attractive. Think of it like Libra and Leo energy, because I know Venus is also Taurus, but I'm thinking of Libra and Leo, like Heidi, like Spidey, because Heidi is a Libra and Spencer is a Leo, and they were absolutely douchebags, but they were so 90210. It's just very optics, both blondes, blue eyes, and it was very, even the name Spidey, it was just, so Venus looks at the Sun person as just this knight in shining armor, not in a Mars way. Actually, that's kind of not the way. That's more Venus trine Mars. Venus looks at the Sun person as, that is the person that I want to have a family with, but because of X, Y, and Z, because we look so good together. Now, Sun person sees the Venus person, and they're like making eyes at each other across of the room, and they're like, this is the couple that everybody's like, damn, y'all would be such a hot couple, like, y'all would look so damn good together. Like, they're all kind of like shallow reasons, because there's a tension. The square is signifying that Yeah, this could really never happen, but at the same time, if it did happen, that'd be the best fucking thing ever. Like, my mind would be blown if they got together or if we got together. There's tension amongst everybody that you know, and there's tension amongst the two of you. Because all of your friends would be like, if y'all actually got together, that would be fucking crazy. Because y'all would look so good together. Like, y'all have got everybody on your team, but they don't know what they're doing whenever they're setting y'all up. Because they're actually setting up the most annoying thing to enter their lives. If y'all actually get together, there's no stopping how fucking annoying y'all are going to be. And it's weird because everybody roots for this couple, and at the same time, everybody is just wishing this couple would break up so they'd stop being so annoying. So that's the energy this gives. So the sun sees the Venus person, and we're talking about the sun, the confident, the egoic, the shiny. I'm here. I have arrived. I've entered the room, looking at the Venus person, who's about beauty, who's about their sex appeal, their sensuality, their attraction, the way they dress, the way they look. And they're looking at Venus like, that's my next ex-wife. Or that's my trophy wife. These two are trophies to one another. It is very superficial. It's very shallow. If this is the only aspect that you're working with. I'm just talking about the aspect here. I'm not talking about other planets, because you could have other good things with this. That's why I say a lot of the times this is like a social media thing, or you met in a gym, or you met somewhere where there's tension. It's like there's a lot of opinions, and there's a lot of tension to look good. There's a lot of emphasis on looking good. So that's why I said it could meet at like a, well, not many people really give a fuck about looking good at concerts, but you know, whenever you somewhere you see somebody up on a stage or something, or somewhere where people are just, you know, a motherfucker is grandstanding, okay? They want you to know that they've entered the room. You're gonna find these two people in that kind of a section. I don't care where you meet, but you could meet at a football game, you know, because this is definitely giving your typical all-American story. You heard it before, you know, a high school quarterback with the captain of the cheer team. That's what this is. That's this aspect. And not everybody's going to run into this aspect, because it can mean to people who are not attracted to each other, there is going to be some inferiority complex coming from one or the other. Whether two people are going to be aware of this, because they're just going to rub each other the wrong way if it's not romantic. Because the truth is, with this aspect, even with the square, the two admire the fuck out of each other, but they don't want to admit it. Now, if there's sexual attraction or romantic attraction, that's going to put this at ease, because this aspect is more appropriate between two people who actually find sexual attraction to each other and can do something about that, versus two people who don't have a sexual attraction to each other. Because the thing is, the Venus person finds the Sun person attractive. The Sun person finds the Venus person attractive. That's just the bottom line. It doesn't matter. It doesn't mean that you can both think that each other is a fucking nightmare and talks too much and thinks too highly of themselves. Okay, fine. But there's going to be something about them that you're going to hate that you like, because that's what this aspect is. That's if it's not romantic, you know. So that's why with this aspect, if you're exes, it can be a nightmare, because it's like, damn, I hate that I actually still find that motherfucker attractive. I'm not supposed to find them attractive anymore. I hate that I liked everything about them. But that's too fucking bad, because Venus square Sun, you're always going to find that person attractive somehow, because you'll be like, you'll probably look back and be like, damn, that was the best looking ex I've ever had, though. I mean, I gotta give it to him. Whether or not I like them anymore, whether or not, you know, we never speak again, I've blocked them on everything, but damn, they look the fuck good. That was the best ever. You know, that's what this aspect is. So yeah, it would actually be a dream for the two of y'all to the two people, Venus and Sun, to actually be together. It would be like a dream come true, because it's like, I cannot believe that someone actually matches my fly. Like, this is the aspect that people will be together after they've been single for a long time, because they want to raise their standards. And when they finally find somebody who meets all those qualifications, like checks everything off the list, they'll be like, damn, I can't believe that. This is like seeing somebody across the room, and you're like, that person looks exactly the way, they're what I've been waiting for. I have been single for so long, I have been working on me, and I know I deserve X, Y, and Z. And that person over there looks like what I've been wanting. And if they actually came over to talk to you and y'all started, y'all exchanged numbers and then started talking and bam, y'all just took a chance, that would be like, wow. Wow, like I can't believe it actually happened. I worked on myself. I upgraded. I had my glow up. A bitch looks better than she ever has before. And that person just came over, and now we get to have I get to have the amazing relationship I always knew I deserved. That could be a factor here. So yeah. Also, you two get very jealous over each other. Venus square Sun makes for a lot of jealousy. It's almost kind of like a lower octave of Venus Pluto, like Venus square Pluto. It's a very lower octave of that, because these two require so much attention from one another, because Venus it's what we like to be known for as far as our appearance, as far as our grace, our social grace, the way we dress, our hair, our nails, or blah blah blah. It's whenever you say, bitch, you want someone to compliment your style. And the sun is who we are, how we express ourselves. And when we're feeling ourselves, what does that look like? So this is definitely about giving each other lots of attention. These two definitely require lots of attention from one another. They watch each other's social media. This is the one, like if you got a friend, it doesn't matter if you're a dude or a girl or non-binary, when you're watching someone, when you have a friend who's watching their social media, their boyfriend or their girlfriend's social media like a hawk, like who the fuck is this in the comments? Or who's this bitch giving him hearts? I know that ain't his cousin, because cousins don't give that many hearts, especially don't give heart eyes. Who is this bitch who's liking this? And what? And oh my god. And they get distracted from that, and they're like, oh my god, they look so good in that shirt I bought them. Oh wow, damn, they're really looking good. Maybe I should post something. These two are always trying to pine for each other's attention. In a relationship, they can be very image conscious, because people they can't really get away from it, because people are rooting for them. Like I said, this is a typical high school captain of the cheerleader squad, and then the high school quarterback. Like, this is, I hate to say it, I really hate to say this, but this is like if in High School Musical, I'm sorry, but in High School Musical, if Troy Bolton actually liked Sharpay back, and there was reciprocity between them, that's this couple. I mean, what a nightmare, but also very iconic. And I root for Troy and Sharpay, by the way. I mean, I wanted them. I thought that other girl, what's her name? I forgot her name. The one with the black hair. I thought she was just too boring. Like, look at him. He wears lip gloss. He needs Sharpay in his life. Okay. Okay. Excuse me. I didn't mean to cough in y'all's ear. So these two can be very image conscious when they're out together. Really hard to avoid an argument with these two if they are not feeding each other attention constantly. So if you're not somebody who wants to really be under somebody's ass, and I'm not saying constantly feed them attention, I'm saying like acknowledge them more. If you're somebody who you can't just be in a relationship with somebody as a sun person and be with the Venus person in a square aspect and say, oh honey, yeah, your hair looks nice. You're gonna have to be, she's gonna say, you didn't compliment my hair. Did you notice my new dress? I'm wearing your favorite color. Hello. New boob job. Hello. Give me some love over here. Give me some attention. Give me some affection over here. And if the sun person doesn't acknowledge that, like how good the Venus person looks, when they're going out on a Friday night, if the sun person doesn't give the Venus person compliments, the Venus person like pitches a fit, and is passive aggressive, because Venus isn't about aggressiveness unless it's with Mars. If the Venus person has like affliction with Mars or something, then it's going to look different. But for the most part, the Venus person is going to be passive aggressive with the sun person if they feel like they're not getting the compliments and the attention and, you know, the affection that they feel that they deserve. And that's vice versa with the sun person. The sun person feels like if the Venus person isn't giving them the attention that they need, the sun person is going to then go out and prove to the Venus person, well, look at all these people that want me. You know, they're going to make sure the Venus person sees it. They're going to be showboating on social media. These two, whenever they are at a social media war, they're the worst. Because everybody's like tuned in. It's like a train wreck that you can't stop watching. It's like TMZ covering Kim and Kanye. You know, you just want it to stop, but at the same time, it's like it keeps going and it keeps going and it keeps going. And when something happens, you can't help but kind of look, even though you really don't want to. That's this couple. You wish that they would just stop already, okay? But whenever they're actually getting along and being in love, they can be everybody's couple goals because they look so great together. This is like the perfect looking couple. They're hot, they're fun, they seem to be really in love with each other. But that's all surface. That's if there's no other aspects, other romantic aspects like Moon Venus aspects and Moon Jupiter aspects, Jupiter Venus aspects to back this up and give it a foundation. Because this on its own, you just are really together for the optics. Y'all just look good together. But it takes a lot of actual unconditional love to keep the wheels turning with this one. Because when y'all are not feeding each other attention and admiration, because y'all do admire one another, but if you're not giving that to one another, I mean, you have to do this every day. I mean, it's right down to the dishes. If the Venus person is washing dishes, the sun person has to come by and slap them on the ass and say, baby, you look so good washing those dishes. If the sun person is working out, the Venus person has got to mention how good the sun person looks working out. That is what this is every single day. And it's actually pretty sweet because they really do like each other, but it's like surface, you know? This is just saying, baby, you look the fuck good. I'm so proud to be with somebody who looks so fucking sexy. That's what this is. It really is. It just makes you take account of one another because you're both showboating to each other. You're both profiling. So, also, let me get into some other things. With Venus square Sun Synastry, you both, because you do require so much attention from one another, y'all can be a little bit, what is the word? I forgot. Removed from the rest of the world. Like you two are living in your own world. It's y'all's world and everybody else is just living in it. Because this couple is actually pretty competitive in the fact that they believe they are the hottest couple. They don't think that nobody really can compete with them. They can probably get into some like social media beefs because there's going to be some other couple who thinks they're the shit and they're going to war with each other over social media and see who has the biggest fan base. It's really fucking corny sometimes. Like I said, you probably met each other on social media and just thought, damn, I gotta get me that. You know, I gotta get that in my life. I gotta have her, or I gotta have him, or I've gotta have them, you know. You too can, if you do have like narcissistic traits, you gotta be careful with this one because it doesn't have to be a bad thing, but there are going to be certain people who need compliments all the time who are going to like this, who are going to rely on an aspect like this. These aspects tend to find you, for good or bad. Excuse me, you guys, allergies. You two can, if there are narcissistic tendencies already, I'm not a doctor, I'm not calling anybody a flat out narcissist, although you could be, or they could be, but if you already have like narcissistic tendencies to like really go on about yourself too much, this is going to encourage that. The two of you, Venus square Sun Synastry brings that out in one another. You don't check each other for your bad behavior because y'all are so happy and so high when y'all get along and y'all are doing everything right in each other's eyes that y'all don't, when someone is calling either one of y'all out because y'all are being so obnoxious, because this couple can be very obnoxious because they kind of suck all the energy and all the air out of the room because all eyes have to be on them because they're showboating. This is the couple that is like slapping each other some douchebag is slapping his girlfriend on the ass and she's giggling and she's got her, her tits out, and she's got the long blonde hair with the extensions and the long stupid French manicure. You know what I mean? You've seen these people. They're out bowling or they're at Dave and Buster's. You've seen this couple. You know who I'm talking about. They're at the bar. And that's what this lowest octave, because this is actually very attractive. Two very attractive people can have this aspect, but then also there could be that couple that thinks too highly of themselves and they really look like some, well, I'll leave that to your imagination. You know who I'm talking about. You've seen this couple, you know this couple. But you've also seen the good parts of this couple, because there can be a couple that actually deserves all of this glory they give to each other, because they do look the fuck good and they're not that obnoxious. It's just they really dig each other and they compliment each other so much. But if you two are already operating on a lower vibration of insecurity, to encourage each other's bad habits, you will over compliment them and blow their head up. These two can do that to each other and really excuse each other's bad behavior. And when they're around other couples or around other people, they can you know that SNL skit of douchebags, California douchebags, with Kristen Wiig and that other guy? Look it up. That is this couple on a lower octave. They just encourage each other's bad behavior. Watch any Real Housewives show where there's a couple that thinks too highly of themselves and they get called out and they're like, what are we doing wrong? He's not doing anything wrong, or she's not doing anything wrong. She's fucking hot. She's great. She should be boasting and you know, letting all you bitches know that you're beneath her. Yeah, my wife should be doing that. She's the hottest wife here, you know, or my husband's the hottest husband. You know, it's giving that. And he doesn't that you two can do no wrong to one another until y'all aren't getting along, and then y'all are mudslinging each other. And then you're back together. You know, that's this couple. That's why I said you could really be annoying to everybody. Also, social media love post declarations every week. This is the couple that is constantly posting. And that's why they get people who root for them and also people who block them. Because it's like, God, we get it, okay? You love your wife, but do we have to get these long Bible scriptures every single time I scroll down and I see a post from you? And they post their wife, or they post a picture of them, or it's probably even something really stupid, probably like a picture of them painting and sipping wine, or in the gym together, taking a picture in the mirror, and they don't even look like they're sweating, you know, or they're at McDonald's drive-thru and saying, look at us doing normal things even though we're rich, ha ha ha, you know, something very annoying. And they're love bombing everybody with their love. And this is the couple that breaks up and then will make posts to each other on Instagram or Twitter and saying, baby, I miss you so much, I love you so much, there will never be another you. And then everybody's like, can y'all just text? This is so ugly. Let's see. But for the most part, they're really innocent in the fact that they're just happy to have found somebody. This can be also a couple that's just really happy, who have been out of the dating game for a while and then get together and they're really happy just to have found somebody, and they're so annoying. That can be that as well, because they're getting back in the groove of dating and being in a relationship, and they've worked on themselves and they're feeling really proud of themselves and they're really happy that someone sees their value, but they just go overboard with it. That's also this aspect. So let me see here. I think I've said everything that needs to be said about this. They need to make sure that this is real love and not just a photo op or an Insta post. Like, it's okay to just, I don't even give a fuck. You want to tell everybody, you want to tell the whole world how happy you are that this is your woman, or how happy you are that this is your man. Go for it. I mean, I don't give a fuck. Some people, it can bring unnecessary drama to you, and you'll just be like, they'll be like, why is everybody such haters? We're just so happy to be in love. But they don't realize how annoying they come off. It's a very sexy aspect to have, because you two are extremely attracted to each other. You're each other's ideal. You're each other's trophy, and you're proud of each other, and you want to show each other off all the time. Just be careful not to become too annoying. With this one, you've really got to dial down the douchebag. So yeah, that was my Venus square sun synastry. Um, Make sure if you liked this to like, share, and subscribe if you want. Also, check out my Patreon because I do post a lot of different things on there. I'm posting more Mars Synastry 18 plus versions, which are really spicy and yummy. So thanks again for watching, and see you next time, bitches. I'd also like to add that this can also signify, this Sun square Venus aspect can signify that either one of you could like the other, and the other one is just not into it at all. So, just forgot that.